Alexa, what's the weather? Alexa, start a timer. Alexa, what's the news? So these are some of the things that we might have asked Alexa numerous times, and Alexa would have an answer immediately. If you have kids like me, you might have seen them play the hundreds of skills out there, either a trivia game, a math game, or even like a kids game. But what about kids who have special needs, especially with speech? How are they going to interact with an Alexa device? Because Alexa is not going to understand them. How can we provide a solution to these kids so that they feel part of this new technology revolution that's happening with Alexa and other virtual assistants? I'm Shantan Kesharaju. I'm a senior consultant in Amazon Web Services, and I'm here to tell you about an experiment that me and my colleague Joyce and Neville Lewis has done to help kids with special needs interact with Alexa the same way like any other kid. So for today's presentation, we will start with a story of how this all started. Then we will discuss the solution architecture, and then we will look at a demo. Few years ago, when Alexa was launched, I built an Alexa skill for my 5-year-old to learn math. And during this time, Alexa was having some difficulty understanding my son because he was not pronouncing some words correctly. And I understood that over a period of time, as he grows up and he speaks words more clearly, Alexa would be able to interact with him and he would have a great experience. At that time, however, an idea occurred, like what happens with kids with special needs who are not able to speak clearly with Alexa. So that's when I started figuring out like who I can reach out to understand what are some of the problems that kids with special needs, especially with speech, have, and how can we help them feel part of this revolution. So I did a social media reach out, and I happened to find out that one of the families in my area has a kid with special needs, and they volunteered to spend some time with me. So I reached out to her, his mom, through email, and we exchanged what I was trying to build, and she has told me that they actually have an Alexa device at home, and her son would be excited to be part of this solution. So I went to their home, I sat with the kid, I learned that he is good at identifying alphabets and numbers. He's a 17-year-old kid with autism, and he is learning every day just like any other kid. And his mom told me that his sister actually spends a lot of time on Alexa, and he was feeling left out in this overall experience. So at that time, I really started thinking on how can we help this kid to have the same experience as his sister. So an idea occurred during this research that since the kid is able to identify alphabets and numbers, what if we created an experience where Alexa asks a question and the kid actually holds up an object to DeepLens, and which is our AI-enabled camera with computer vision, and DeepLens processes that image as an answer instead of him actually saying the answer using voice. So I went out to Amazon to find out what kind of blocks I can buy to help with this experiment, and then I ran into these blocks which actually have Braille code on them. So now when I saw this, it also occurred to me that this solution can also help kids with vision issues, because now the same question when Alexa asks a kid with a vision challenge, the kid can actually pick up the block using the Braille on this by feeling the Braille code and holding this to DeepLens. And DeepLens would then process the image, and Alexa would either respond back in a celebratory note if the answer was correct, or it would give a positive reinforcements to the kid, like, hey, you almost got it, give it one more shot. So that's how this idea emerged, and we built this architecture on how to solve this problem. So in the architecture diagram, there are two parts. There is an Alexa skill, and then there is a DeepLens. So the parent who actually can talk to the Alexa would invoke the Alexa skill by saying, Alexa, open my Tutor. And Alexa would respond back saying, what game would you want to play, alphabets or numbers? all of this is being processed by the Lambda backend, which is the skill endpoint. And when Alexa asks the question, the kid holds the image, the block, to the DeepLens, and DeepLens processes that text on the block by two steps. Like the first one is DeepLens captures the image whenever it detects a face. And when it detects a face with a block, that image is captured and stored in S3 bucket. And in the S3 bucket, as soon as the image gets saved, there is a trigger that kicks off another Lambda function, which sends that image to Rekognition to do text detection in the image. And Rekognition would respond back with the text in the block, and we save that as an answer in DynamoDB. And when the kid is done holding the block for a few seconds, he would say, "I'm ready," or like the parent would say, "I'm ready," and Alexa would then go to DynamoDB to fetch the answer that it has received from the Rekognition's Lambda. So in this way, the holding of the block was made equivalent to saying something in speech, and the kid was able to actually now interact with an Alexa skill using these blocks. So now let's see a demo on how this all came out.
Alexa, open my Tutor.
Which game do you want to play? Alphabets or numbers?
Alphabet.
Okay, show me the letter A.
Alexa, yes.
Ooh la la! You got it. Let's try another one. Show me the letter B. Yippee! Which game do you want to play? Alphabets or numbers?
Numbers.
Okay, show me the number 1. Hooray! You got it. Let's try another one. Show me the number 2.
What did Alexa say?
Yippee!
Yippee.
You got it. Hooray!
Good job, Mara. What did Alexa say?
Good job,
You
motherfucker.
got it. Let's try another one. Show me the number 5. Bingo!
Alexa said bingo.
Yes.
I'm Chirag Shroff and this is my wife Anjali Shroff. We have a 17-year-old son Manav with autism. He just recently played with the technology that Amazon has produced with DeepLens that allows you to identify objects and have an interactive response. I think this can really help kids with autism interact better with technology and also help them with learning skills.
So there were two parts in this video which really struck a chord with me. The first one was the kid was ready with an answer even before Alexa was finishing the question. So, I understood that the kid was now able to actually understand the game and also interact with the game just after a few turns playing with it. And also all the mother and son bonding time it created, that was really a treat to watch. Mark Twain said, our human family is only complete when we include everyone around us. So as advancements in AI take the next step, I think there will be a lot of opportunities for developers to create experiences where some of the community that was left behind can be brought along with this new technology. So thank you for watching, and happy to connect offline.